Hello, we are live, and I'm Aya Cat. We're going to paint together, and we're going to be joined by Julia a little bit later. So, at first, it'll be just me, and I'll try to share this. And a little bit later, as I said, we'll be joined by Julia. So, this is the painting that I painted when I was on the Amazon influencer uh, live stream. But now I'm going to paint something else. I'm going to draw something else. And I have my phone here so I can look at pictures. We'll start with a pencil sketch. So that concludes my sketching, I think. And now I can start to paint. I've lost track of where I was. Yeah, go ahead and put a little bit of green here. Just kind of to mark the darker parts of the hair. And it's going to be different after I finish all of that. It's just right now I'm just going to do some outlining. Now the dog, where that brown is. Something else. Okay, here's the brown. Here is the eyes. Julia's here. Hi, Julia.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. I like your painting though. It's very cool.
Thank you. I'm just getting started.
Nice. Well, I won't keep you from it. It's looking beautiful though.
Thank you. I'm just playing around. So I'm making life easy for myself right now. So I did a pencil sketch first, and now I'm doing the watercolor.
Oh, cool. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for being so wishy-washy about the time.
No, it's okay. I usually check my messages, but I slept in kind of late, and then even my mom just called right now. She goes, "Oh, I sent you all these messages of these deer that I sent you," and I don't know. I got up kind of late, and then I started cleaning, and then I was like, "Oh no, I haven't looked at my phone."
I totally understand. Just right now, it's been hard for me to keep all my different activities, completely on the same time schedule that they usually are.
No, but it's okay because I understand, like, things happen, and I think that's cool that you have so many things going on. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm happy to have all these things going on, but I guess I'm not very experienced in balancing, and juggling things. So I'll get better. I
I, I,
promise.
I'll tell you a secret. Some people like that even think that they are. They're not always because people. I'll have people. It's this is funny little brag. They'll be like, "I am so efficient, and I juggle all these things. Like I'm just really good at it." And then they leave their keys behind, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And like your keys are here. Oh, I did, and I mean, I get it. Like they are busy doing things, but at least you always remember your stuff is that because I. There's some people they might be doing a lot of things, but sometimes their stuff gets left behind, and some things never come. Some people never come back to get real expensive things, and I'm like, oh,
Well, I can't afford to lose expensive things, but I'll tell you the truth. I know I'm an absent-minded professor, so I have the fanny pack that I always take with me. I mean, in the house. And I know other people say, "What? You're in your house and you need a fanny pack?" But yeah, my house includes the pen system for bow and all sorts of things. And if I'm in the pens, it's really as if I'm in a different place in a way.
it's a completely different area, like of your house. Like
Yeah. So
it's almost like a different.
yeah, it's like I have different areas that I do different kinds of work in my house, and I need to have everything with me, and I need to not get confused. And I'll tell you the truth, I take off my glasses to look at things close up, and then I don't remember where they are. So I have to have all these tricks to remember where everything is. So
I mean, but have a system. I think that's great. Some people don't
yeah.
always have a system. They're just like, oh, and then I have before found things and I'll give them to people and they're like, oh, I didn't know, and I don't mind. I'm just like, well, because I would rather people find come back to get their things. But what surprises me about the drinker thing is there was this big tour yesterday and they left behind like a $50 drinker and I'm like, oh, okay, this happens a lot.
Hmm. A $50 what now?
But I guess it's just what it is.
Uh huh.
You know those drinkers, like those water, like it's not the coolest water, but it's kind of like one of those. Like they're pretty expensive. I just feel
Oh,
like
oh, okay.
if I spent that much money,
Yeah, I don't.
yeah, I don't know. I just feel
Heard
like if I
of
spent
them
that much,
called that.
money,
Yeah. So they're basically thermoses, That's what those are.
yeah, and yeah, we one thing we call them in California, we just call them like a water bottle, water drinker type thing. It's just some
Uh-huh.
like it's a symbolism that I'm using. Yeah, it's not like their official name.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about now. Makes sense.
But yeah, it is like it's like a thermos. Yeah, that would be more like the official name for it, or you know, hydro flask. That's one of them. A lot
Yeah.
of hydro flask. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
like, wow.
one of the yeah. Yeah. I still have the one that they sent me, but I'll tell you the truth, I don't find any reason to use it. So
They're just really popular, I guess. I have like okay, I have like a cheaper version I bought at Walmart, and I made a smoothie in it before. But my sister and I were talking about this. She doesn't really like those metal drinkers because they kind of make water taste aluminum like to her, and she's like, so she won't even use them. So I'm okay with it. I just don't. I don't know. I don't love it. I guess.
yeah, I don't find that I need it for anything, really.
Yeah, I just well also too it's that whole water thing, the whole water pusher thing where people are drinking like 2 gallons of water a day. I'm like, I can't drink that much water. No, I just
I
can't do it.
know. I know somebody. I over the break I was there was somebody at my house who was constantly drinking bottled water, and it was just weird. A little bit.
I mean, it's not my thing, but like I live. Okay, it just has become this thing though, where people like they kind of think you're the weird one if you're not drinking like gobs and gobs. Like I've had people tell me that it would be so much healthier to drink lots and lots of water, but I'm like, that's not healthy if I don't want to drink the water. I keep having to have this discussion too often. I feel like.
Yeah, they think that if they drink water, they won't eat or something, or that they'll be hydrating themselves. But actually, if you drink too much water, you dehydrate
Mm-hmm.
because what happens is you lose the electrolytes that are absolutely necessary for you to use up that water, and so they lose the ability to use the water. And they become dehydrated and they don't know it. So they keep drinking more water and they make the situation worse, and their skin gets dry and all
Yes.
sorts of their organs get dry. And I don't want to do that to myself.
Well, I don't either. I just think like I feel like they already said they debunked it, but now it's like this thing that I feel like this is my thing. I think it's just a way to sell Hydro Flask or something, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just that's my theory, but whatever.
At my house, I have well water, which is very natural and has some minerals in it, by the way. So it's not bad um, to drink it. And I do all my cooking with well water.
That's cool. I mean, you have better water quality than like where I live. I can tell you that.
But I don't force myself to drink water all the time, even though I have the best water in the world, because that wouldn't help. I drink what I need to drink. That's all.
Yeah, and sometimes like this is the fun thing. I've been turning on the faucet one day and somebody's like, "What is that? It's all white and cloudy." I'm like, "Oh, it's the calcium carbonate in the water. Like it's there. Even if you do filter it, it's still there."
Well, I'm leery of city water because it has the fluoride added to it.
Yeah, a lot of them do. I found out our city didn't do that. Thankfully,
Oh,
they
that's
said it
good.
was.
You're
Yeah,
very
they never got around to it because we were a small city, and also a lot of our water comes from Big Bear Lake, where they have the big fight over who owns the rights to the water. Is it Redlands or Big Bear? And Redlands are like, we own the rights, and Big Bear's like, no, we own the rights, and it's like one of those water dispute things. But they say no because the water counts in Redlands, they own the rights. So they never got around to fluoridating the water, but they do say there's like some naturally occurring fluoride in the water. So I don't know how that would work, but that's interesting. I don't know. They said that they don't directly do it.
okay. Well, I mean, if there is some in the water, that's fine. That's different from
Yeah, I
salt.
can't control that, but what I don't like is all the calcium carbonate, and they say, "Oh, that's not bad for you," but it's gross. Like, I don't think that can be good either.
Well, I don't. I have no idea. Anyway, I also drink liquids such as you know the juice that is in the oranges that I like to eat. That's
Mhm.
liquid, and
Yeah,
there's some water in that, but it's not pure water, and it's not supposed to be pure water.
no.
Um, and I like soup. I make soup from chicken stock.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
like that, and that is also another way to get your water. I mean, it's not all water. It's better than water, but
Well, it
it's
has some
also got
liquid in it.
water in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said like that whole 8 glasses a day thing that was just based on some 1923 study. It's not even pertinent to most people. It was based on the person and his little study for his body composition and what it. I don't know. I'm just like, come on, that's been debunked, but people keep saying no, it hasn't. But I feel like it's also to sell the water drinker. But I'm just going off on a tangent with this. I'm just tired of the whole water debate thing. I'm just like, come on.
Yeah. But I mean, I can see people, some of them even gain weight because of what they do, drinking too much water. They end up retaining water, you
That's
know?
what I said too. I said I feel like just me, like I don't even drink a lot of water, but if I just happen to drink a little bit more water than usual than what I really feel like I want, I've noticed that I put on weight and they're like, no, that's not true. Because they say if you drink water, it flushes things out. I said, I don't know, it feels like you put on water weight.
Well, you do put on water weight because it flushes out the things you need to balance, you know,
Mm,
your
yeah,
electrolyte balance.
yeah, and that's why these people are trying to drink waters to get the electrolytes back. And I'm like, why don't we just not go crazy on the water in the first place? It's kind of like the people who wash their hair too much. They're making their scalp really dried out, and then the sebum
Yeah.
overproduces like to try and like compensate, and then they're like, oh, my scalp is itchy, I need to wash my hair again, and then you know it's that same old thing.
Yep. Same thing. Yeah. So I try not to do any of that overly. Water is good for you, of course, but in moderation. you know.
Yeah, I just think like normal what if you want some, like if I love spicy food, but if I happen to eat something really spicy, sometimes a little bit of water, but honestly not even water, just like I know like sugar is not really good for you, but sometimes if I eat like really spicy thing, just a little bit of a sweet coffee will kind of mitigate, because it kind of cuts the spice a little bit, but I don't do that too often.
Another thing you could do is just try to put a bowl of plain white rice beside your meal. And
Hmm.
if it gets too spicy, you can clean it out with the boiled rice, which by the way has water in it, but it's not
Hmm.
just water, you know.
That's true. That's a good point. I do like plain rice. I need to buy more rice. I realized I didn't have any anymore in a while.
So you won't believe this. I'm a low carb person, but I always have rice on hand at my house
That's
because
good.
I can't stand what bread does to me. So if I'm going to have something that along with my meal that isn't just meat, it will be rice.
No, I totally get that. I mean, I would prefer rice over bread. I'm not a big bread eater anyway. Like only occasionally. And the bread that they sell in the grocery store is really gross. I don't know how people can eat that bread. It's not
Well,
healthy.
yeah, the only thing I use it for is something called tahini, where it's sort of like French toast, but without,
Oh,
where I take this bread, which is really not bread. I don't know what it is, but I soak it in an egg and
okay.
fry it, and that's really
Oh, it's like a low carb type of French toast situation, maybe,
good. That's
or
right.
not low carb, but lower carb is what I.
Yes,
Then
yes.
you're not putting syrup on it. I'm guessing, right?
No syrup, no sugar, no nothing. Just
So
egg.
yeah, so it's a little bit better than French
Yeah, and I
toast. Yeah.
also, I fry it in oil, so it's high fat.
Okay. I mean, I have no problem with oil. I cook with oil all the time. I never cut the oil in my diet. I never did that. I never.
Well, good, because it's good for you to have oil.
I
Whatever.
mean, if you've ever watched any of my cooking videos over the years, I've always used oil. I've always had oil.
Yeah. Well, people have been frying things since time immemorial. Oil is good for you, and fat is good for you.
The falafel tastes better when you fry it. Like I know that they said try baking it, but it's not as good. Like that's why like in Egypt and like other Middle Eastern countries they fry the falafel and the other dishes. People love it, and they eat that like fries, like falafel, or things like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even back in the day when Ruth went to gleaning, she didn't just eat the barley grains that were toasted. She also had oil with that, you know?
Mm. Olive oil, I'm thinking, right?
Yes,
Olive oil is like the best kind of oil you could eat. I feel like, and you
yes,
like olives too, right?
I do. I love olives, especially the Israeli kind.
That sounds really good. I did get I would love to find Israeli olives. I found some Israeli food at that one store, but I need to go back to the Mediterranean market because they have more, I think, more Middle Eastern things. There's actually a bigger one in Colton. I should go one day, but that's a trip, so I don't get out there too often.
So I'm gonna let this one go. I made a mistake and made a big hole where the dog's face was, but it's practice.
I like it though. I mean, I still think you should keep the girl though. Like I love her.
Yeah, well, I'm keeping everything. This is a sketchbook. So in
Oh
my
good.
sketchbook, I just keep my mistakes as well as my triumphs.
Yeah, it's a good practice book, right? And that's what the
Yes,
artists do. They have a book that they practice in.
right. So I'm going to even, this is the stain that was made by the previous sketch. I'm
Hmm.
going to keep that stain and see if I can do something with it.
It's underpainting, Aya. You're under. You already did it.
That's right. That's right. In fact, maybe I'll add a little. So it's
Yeah.
always,
So like that's a great idea. You created your own underpainting already.
this is why I don't take myself too seriously.
It's fine. Like, I mean, I feel like even like the really, like I've seen a couple really professional artists on YouTube. They're doing the same things you're doing. Like they have a little book that they do like practice in. And then this one artist was saying he had a lot of art projects he just didn't finish because he lost like he was just like, oh well, I want to move on to the next thing. So I think what you're doing is what a lot of the artists are doing.
Right. Well, I wish that we could invite some more artists to our, uh, to join us and show us what they do.
That would be great. Yeah, no, sure, for sure. I am repainting my tree though, because it was okay, but I didn't really like the way that the sponge did the tree. I decided that whole sponge thing, it's fun for maybe like a preschool thing, but it's definitely like a preschool thing. I just don't like it that much.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if I should, in fact, do some things that are more geared toward not children, but maybe teachers of children who might later teach those to them. So, see what I did with that spot? I decided it would be the nose of a dog.
Oh, how cute. I love it. You found a purpose for it.
Yeah. So I think there are different styles of painting, and some of them really are intended to be just fun.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like some painting is just a fun style of painting. Not everything is a serious painting.
Right. And I think if we let ourselves have fun, then we're going to paint more.
That's true. Like if you get too caught up in it, you might not paint as much.
Yeah, especially if you think you have to be perfect all the time.
I saw some of Sword's videos. I was looking at them this morning briefly, like when I woke up. I just saw a couple. That was cool.
Oh, which ones did you see? What was she doing?
I think it was like the most latest one that she posted something about coming back.
Uh
I
huh.
think she did a good job. She said like the microphone was in the way, but I wouldn't have even noticed unless she had pointed it out. But I liked it.
Oh, good. Yeah, she's working really hard to
That's
make it happen.
exciting. Yeah, I know. Like I think though that's kind of cool though because I think it just gives you like an idea like what you want to do with your channel when you like if you're away for a few weeks, you know.
Yeah. Uh huh. And I want us to eventually figure out how to set up a Discord server so that people can reach us there and we can share art tips and things like that. Don't you think that would be fun?
I mean, that sounds really cool. Like I have thought about Discord. I mean, I'm not sure I want to do it for my channels, but if you want to like set up a Discord for yourself, like I would be happy to help you out. I just don't want to do a good Discord for me because I
Okay.
just yeah, my thinking is yeah, I do think like in your case cuz like for instance, I think with the art channel it's a great idea. I just don't know how I feel about Discord yet. I just haven't gotten completely on board with it.
Well,
I guess
I still don't know how it works, but I remember that in the book by John Dalton, remember him?
mhm.
You know, in his book, people were talking to each other through Discord, and they were gamers, and I thought
Mhm.
that was really interesting. And then Sword had a Discord, and I thought, oh wow, just like in that book by John Dalton.
No, I mean it's a cool idea. Like I like it. I just am thinking like how active does the video creator have to be in the Discord? Do you have to hire people to help run it?
You
Or do
don't
you have
have to hire anyone. So it's if you've got people who are already gung ho about your channel, then you can ask them to help you out if you trust them, you know.
yeah. No, I that's what I'm saying in your case, I think it might be a really I think you have some fans of like the Bow channel, for instance, that would be really into that. I just don't think for my case it would be pertinent, but
Okay. Well, I'm not sure it's right for me either. I'm just throwing that out there as a
no,
possibility.
it's good to explore all the different venues and I had this guy that kept telling me that I needed to make a Discord for my hair channel, and I kept asking him why. He goes, "So we can talk about your hair channel." But the thing I said to him, because he seemed like he was a younger teenager, and I didn't really feel comfortable with that, was I would want to do a Discord with people that are adults, not. And so I just didn't feel comfortable with it. And I told him, well, if you want to talk on my video, you can leave comments here. So I just was kind of like I didn't know if it was more like for teenagers, and I know like adults do Discord too, and yes, John Dalton's book The Gamers do it. I just in my case I didn't really feel that it was pertinent, but I'll keep it in mind.
Well, here's what it is. If you want to build a community around your channel, then
Mm-hmm.
that might be a good way to do it.
For sure, it has merits. It definitely has merits for sure.
What do you think about this setup? I am trying to get to the point where you can see what I'm painting and see me and not necessarily look at the back of my head all the time.
I mean, I like it. I thought, is it exactly like that one you said that you used the other day where you had kind of changed it up? Is this the same setup?
No, no, this the other one was in a different room, remember?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it's good.
I don't know. I just feel maybe there shouldn't be a focus on me. So that's why when I did the thing where I was painting on Zoom on the whiteboard,
Mm-hmm.
then the picture of me was tiny and the picture of the whiteboard was large. And
Oh, I know that. I mean, you can definitely do that with Zoom. OBS, you can definitely do it too. But then with OBS, you kind of have to get the angle right with the camera, which I was playing around again the other day. But I'll definitely have to play with my camera a lot more to get it to do something like that. And
yeah,
granted, I don't exactly have a Wi-Fi camera that would do exactly what I wanted to do. I do, but this camera, I'm realizing it says it's Wi-Fi, but it has a lot of limitations. My iPhone does more things now than that camera does that I got in 2016.
which iPhone do you have now?
Well, I've had the iPhone 11 for like a couple of years. It's a pretty good phone. I
Mm-hmm.
want to upgrade to the 14, but I just didn't want to pay $300 to do that.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
But the iPhone 11 is it's actually like the video quality is better than, that nice mid-range camera I got. It picks up
Mm-hmm.
odd sounds. It doesn't even have time lapse. Like, okay, it's kind of cool because you can zoom in on birds and trees, but honestly, how often am I going outside to zoom in on the birds and the trees? Like, it's really good detail for that. But
Mm-hmm.
that's just not the way I use it most days. So the iPhone 11 is actually a better camera than that phone. It has a better camera than the actual camera at this point. Because you pretty
Yeah.
much need to buy a new camera, and I'd have to buy a DSLR, like if I wanted to do the things that the iPhone does. And I'm like, I don't see the point. Like, you don't need to get a DSLR or like the mirror. I think the iPhone's a good camera. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I don't care whether it's an iPhone or not. I just need a better setup. That's all.
Well, that's the only reason I'm saying about sometimes that's why the people get the camera, because when they're doing OBS, they have a camera with like a tripod that like focuses in on the painting, and then they can put themselves into the small picture. That's how they're kind of doing it.
Yeah, well, I could do that with an iPhone, right?
You can do that, but you're gonna have to get your tripod to like be above the painting, like or like to the side where it's just focusing in on the painting only. And it kind of is doing that right now. Just maybe zoom in a
Yeah,
little
but I don't know how to zoom. You know, if I did know how to zoom, I would.
Yeah, that's another reason I think people use the professional camera because it just does it for them. There is a way to zoom in video. I've done it. It makes it kind of pixelated on an iPhone, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Like there is a way to do it, but I don't know if you can do it during a live stream. You can do it like when you're taking a video, but when I'm thinking about like a live stream, I don't think you can do that. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I don't know either. There's a lot of stuff where you should be able to do it, but I don't know how.
Well, there might be. I mean, we could just go onto Google after this and type in how can I zoom in if I'm using an iPhone as my webcam on OBS. I mean, I could type that in and just see what it says. I mean, there has to be someone who does it. I'm sure, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm done with this
Okay.
really light one. It's just a dog.
It's cute.
Yeah, that's about all it is.
All right. Like, did you want to end early? Because I know you said you had something coming up around 2.
Well, I don't want to end. I'm just wondering if I could continue to paint here and at the same time sort of observe it on my phone. I can silence it so I'm not
I mean,
listening.
I don't. If you want to, that's up to you. That's totally on you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking that that might be something I could do.
Okay. I mean, we could always, another thought too. This was just another thought. If you have time tomorrow, we can do another painting stream then. Like, I don't know what your schedule looks like, but that's up to you as well.
Uh, yeah, no, my schedule tomorrow is pretty hectic. I have 6 things.
Okay. I
I
understand.
Yeah, so but another thing that I was wondering is if I were to step out for a minute, would you stay here and continue painting?
I can
Be-
definitely do that. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. I just didn't know how you wanted to proceed. That was it.
Yeah, no, I don't really want to end it, but I do want to observe what's going on in the other.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, how about you just go ahead? I know you had something that came up at 2, and I'll just continue painting here. That would be fun.
Okay, well, I'll do that when two comes around, but I'm still here now.
Okay.
It's not like I'm running off to do anything right now. So
Okay.
here, you know, there's no rush, right?
Okay. Definitely. I just always like to give people time to do things because I know myself, like, this is one thing about me. I always like to be really early everywhere I'm going, and some people don't get places early and that. And then they
I
come in.
do. I like to get there early too. But in this particular case, I know that this other stream, it doesn't really start on time.
Okay.
So what happens is they have all this music come on and so on and so forth, and they're waiting for their audience to get there.
Ooh.
And only when they have their audience will they actually get started. So
That's actually kind of neat. It's kind of like back. Well, they still do this at the movies, but I think it was a little bit more grandiose at one time. They used to have, the opening trailers. That's kind of what it feels like.
yeah,
Kind of
I'll
like
tell
some
you,
sort of opening.
I've been to the movies and they do have the opening trailers. And you know what, Julia, I want to come on your channel and do some movie reviews. We just have to decide when.
Yes, 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 definitely.
So, do you want to know which movies?
Yeah, I do. Tell
I'm
me.
trying to remember them all because there have been so many of them lately. Did I tell me if I told you already about Ticket to Paradise? Did I already tell you about that one?
Not really. We haven't talked about that.
Okay. So I'll run all of them by you. I'm not going to review them here. I'll do it on your channel.
Of course,
But
yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Ticket to Paradise was with George Clooney and Julia Roberts,
Hmm.
and it's about a divorced couple trying to break up their daughter's wedding.
Oh, God.
But I'm not going to review it. That's just telling you that's one of them. Another one that I saw during my hiatus was something that was called One Piece Red,
Oh, is that
and
a
it's
anime?
yes. How did you know?
Okay, because we shelf a lot of One Piece books, and I couldn't tell you what they're about, but I just know that there's a lot of them, and they're checked out in large volumes. So I always see One Piece, One Piece, One Piece, but I don't know
Yeah.
anything about One Piece. I just see it all the time.
So it's about space pirates or something like that. But it was quite interesting, actually. And I'll be happy to tell you all about that on your channel. So that was one of them. So those are two. I'm not sure if there are three or four. So I'm trying to think what was the next one we saw besides that one. Um, and the only one I can think of right now is called Devotion.
Oh, okay.
And we saw that the night before Thanksgiving. And it's about two American pilots in the Korean War. One of them is black, one of them is white, one of them gets killed, one of them stays alive. So I can, again, I could review that one as well.
That would be really interesting to me, anyway.
Yeah. Okay. And I think there might have been another one, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
Well, you decide, like, kind of think about which one you would like to review, because as you know, I've done quite a few, not a lot, but I've done a few movie reviews. So whenever you're ready, we'll do it on my channel.
Okay, sure. We'll just have to find a time to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I know, like, for me, Monday and Sunday is always a good day. Other days don't really work out for me, except for Friday nights. I'm able to come on with you. But like, I can definitely do a Monday or Sunday, but I guess depending on your schedule.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out. So I don't know if December is a good month for you. It seems like December is not a good month on YouTube. Do you feel that way right now? Do you feel that traffic is dropping right
It's
now?
rocks, but back in the day, it used to be really good. Like a few years ago, yeah, it was good. I think it's because right now, unfortunately, I think other video competitors are just maybe taking some of. But the traffic is really bad this month. It just didn't used to be quite this bad. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, but I'm feeling it, and I've spoken to other people, and they also feel it.
Okay,
So
that's good to know because I was noticing that because even like my one channel, it has been down, but it's even more down than it was. I'm like, I don't know what's up with this. It's almost like it's really down. So, but it used to
yeah,
be Vlogmas, like not even if you do the 30 days of Vlogmas, but it used to be that was a big traffic and like doing any kind of reviews for Christmas, like anything Christmas related, crafts. It used to be a big view sell point. Not as much this year though. That's just a note. That's a difference I'm seeing.
yeah. No, I'm sure the ones who are doing really well are still doing really well. But for those of us who have a lot of ups and downs, and that includes me, I'm seeing even on my big channel that it has gone down a lot.
Yeah, I'm just noticing. I'm just like, this is down quite a bit. I'm gonna say that this is just another. It goes up and down, but I don't think short media content can help us either because I feel like a lot of people now are gravitating to the shorter media content. And yes, there's always gonna be up and downs, but that can't be in our favor either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think the short media thing is going to work for me. It just doesn't
I
work.
mean, I've tried it, but I think it just hurts my channel. So I don't know. Like I have mixed feelings about it. Like, yeah, I get more subscribers, but they don't come over to watch, and it seems to hurt views on my. So I kind of have to stop doing it. I think on one of the channels, the other channel, I'm kind of still experimenting with it, but it just seems like it hurt that hair channel like by a lot.
Hmm.
But I'm
Yeah.
still trying to figure out because my core audience, it's just up and down on that channel, and honestly I would like to have another viral video, but at this point I'm just kind of reviewing and just doing hairstyles more than anything else. getting told I'm spicy, I guess, like, which was weird, but whatever. You just have some weirdos on the internet.
Yeah. Spicy is a new word, I guess.
Like, yeah, or flaunting, like, oh, like, because I showed my, and I'm like, I don't know, that was just kind of annoying. I'm like, oh yeah, like, as if every other video on the internet. I mean, are you on the internet too? Like, you're watching it, like, it was just kind of a funny comment. It's actually kind of funny when I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I get all these comments from Russia. Half of them say that Bo is a doctor, and that's fine. But then the other half say that I'm sick. So I delete the ones that say I'm sick, but I don't delete the ones that say he's a doctor.
I wonder, is there like some sort of like, I don't want to go into it, but like some sort of subgenre of people that have obsessions like with chimpanzees in a kind of weird sort of, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Anyway,
don't want to say what they're doing, but some
things
people
that
get,
yeah that are not happening.
yeah, like I think sometimes people just have these weird ideas and they, but I think your core audience, this is my thought, the reason that the traffic could be down just is because people are maybe, I don't know, they're more doing more holiday things, and maybe your traffic comes back up in January because I think a lot of the like core bow people, they might just be out doing things right now this month, you know.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not worried about it. YouTube is not trying to worry me about it. It says that I'm doing okay.
Oh, I think you're doing more than okay. Like one of your videos the other day got quite a few views, and I thought, well, that's not bad, you know.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm not going to complain, but it's down anyway.
It's a difference because you had, I think you were starting to get some viral videos again, and your traffic just goes up when you have viral videos. Like if you have a
Yeah.
couple, and then when they kind of taper off, then, and you know, I was lucky. My one viral video got a lot of views. It was doing really good for a long time, but then they started telling me like a year ago, like when things started slowly going down, oh, like we tried to push this out to a wider audience, and they didn't like that. And I was like, okay, like I almost wish they wouldn't have pushed it out to a wider audience, because what's the point? Like, why are you trying to push my video out to people who don't want to see that? You know?
Well, they're always trying to see if they can get more. That's all.
Yeah, and I mean, I shouldn't be. Maybe that could be a good thing, but you know, honestly, I feel like I just love my. I kind of like my California Art and Mountain Life channel more because I can do a little bit of everything. I can paint, I can cook, and this channel's more me. Like, you know, the art channel. It just feels a little bit more like I
Well,
can
that
just,
was your main channel to begin with, so
yeah. And I feel like, yeah, I'm just going back to that. The only reason I was doing the hair thing was because that was viral for a while. But if it's not going to be viral anymore, I'm not going to worry too much about it.
right. I'm checking to see if that thing has started and I'm missing it or not.
Okay, yeah, no, if you want, you can go ahead and, yeah, whenever you're ready, I'll keep painting here for a while.
Oh, okay. It says it started 4 minutes ago. So what I'll do, Julia, is I will just I'll remove myself from the
Okay.
screen, but you can stay there and my painting can stay there.
Okay, sounds good to
And,
me.
and then I'll come back in a little while. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. I'll see you later.
See you in a bit. It's just me and the painting now. We do painting a Christmas tree. I'm working on a Christmas tree. It's not everybody. It's just me and the Christmas tree. This palette paper, I think it's so much better. I know some people are like, oh, but I don't want to waste paper. I'm just going to use a real palette. But you know, you have to clean the palette. And I was just in the bathroom right now because I'm running my dishwasher and I don't want to pour like acrylic water paint down my sink when I'm doing dishes. So I rinsed it out in the bathroom, and like you have to clean your sink. Like you already have to clean your sink. So just imagine that you also have. So this package of watercolor, it's not watercolor. It's actually like acrylic and oil paint. Like it's a palette. It's a package of palette paper. I highly recommend it because you can just keep painting with it, and it lasts a long time. And I've been reusing this one because a few days went by, so I just put more paint on top, because I kept this one out. So if you feel like it's a little wasteful and you're going to go a few days in between painting, so I highly recommend palette paper. Or if you didn't want to use palette paper, another trick you could use is you could get some wax paper and maybe you could take some tinfoil and wax paper, which are things everybody has in their kitchen, and you could kind of just make your own little palette. Or my favorite kind of palette, this is what I used to just always buy, paper plates, because you just throw them away. And I know people are like, but you don't want to throw it away. You want to recycle it. But actually, I was thinking about this. It takes water to wash everything. And if it's paint, it's not like washing a dish, you know. Goop, 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 goop. Okay. Look at that goopiness. I have to show you. I just love it when I put paint on the palette or something about this goop, 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 goop. so aesthetically pleasing to me. I don't know why, but it just kind of is. Like, I'm like, ooh, it just looks really pretty. That one almost looks it's grass green. It almost has like a yellow hue to it. It's a yellowish green for sure. Okay, so this is another thing I want to do because I kind of like variations. you can definitely do a lot of variations. Like I'm going to get some black right here. And this is a great way to bring up a green color or to bring it down to do like some low light action. I definitely love doing this. Can get some low light action going on here. We need some mixing. Where's my palette knife? That's where the palette knife gets involved. Palette knife, where are you? Here I am with my shiny cup. Okay, so I finally started realizing, yes, there is a reason you can use the palette knife because you can scoop some up and then mix it up. Get a color you like. That's a little too dark still. So I'm going to keep mixing it till I get to a color that I like. It's more like a gray, green color. Ooh. Let's see. I might use some of this just to kind of do some variations of darker shades. And then I want the sky to be really super blue. Like this is something that I kind of want to do to give more variation into my tree. I just have too much paint on the brush right now. I feel like I do. Spaghettis. I'm going to do two things. Okay, so. Oh, what did I do there? Oh. Oh. I think I could do that. Oh no, no fuzzies, no fuzzies.
Hi, Julia. I'm back.
Oh, hi, how you doing? That was fast. I thought like it was gonna be an hour long or something.
Well, I mean, it kind of it is long, but she's doing really well on her own. She doesn't need me.
Oh no, I
So
know, I know.
so I just wanted to see how it started out, and it started out very nicely and seems to be going very well. And she has a lot of people in her stream, so I don't think that I'm absolutely necessary there.
No, I got you, I got you. But that's really exciting that she has so many viewers. I'm excited for her.
Yeah, I'm happy for her too. And while I was away, I fed Bo.
Oh,
Actually,
good.
when I both ate things, and then I gave the leftovers to the ducks and the chicken, and now I'm back here with you.
Oh, cool. So, did you want to kind of end things here, or were you going to paint something else? Like, what was your plan?
I think I still have some time, like 15 minutes to paint. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds fine to me because I'm kind of just like doing this thing where I'm on the tree right now.
Right. So I thought, well, this stain went way through here, so I still have an underpainting on the next page.
Ooh, that's so. That's the kind of fun thing about paper.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of figured out like there was some acrylic paint. I was kind of leery about. I'm like, should I mix it with that one? And it's looking a little goopy. So I'm like, oh no, I hope it doesn't crack like the last time I did it on a different painting. But we'll see. I don't know. I just didn't want to waste the painting. I thought maybe it was those particular tubes, but because all acrylic paint should mix with each other. So there's something wrong with that particular paint set. Group of paint.
Yeah.
But we'll see. This is just a fun painting for me anyway, even though like I'm not too devastated whatever happens.
Yeah, I totally understand. This is all fun for me. That's why I'm in my sketchbook, so I get to try things and I don't have to be devastated by anything that happens.
I totally understand. I still have a lot of canvases left, so I started thinking, I was going to save them like for bigger projects, special projects, and then I'm like, I don't know what I'm saving them for. I should just start using them because I still have quite a few that I haven't used yet.
Right. Well, as long as you have space to hang them up after they're done, that's good.
I'm
My
not. Oh yeah, the space thing. That's a good point. Yes.
because I have all these paintings, they're in my closets now, and I don't want to create any more unless I'm, painting a present to give away or painting a commission to sell.
Yes, that's a good point. So my thought is with this one, I'll probably give it to my mom. I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, like she likes painting, so I think I'll just give it to her. That's my thought.
that's
She
a good
likes
idea.
She likes my paintings. I paint something for my sister. I know I'm a good artist, but I don't think she likes my style because every time I'm like, "Hey," she'll be buying art. And I'll be like, "Do you want me to make you like something?" She'll be like, "Oh no, that's okay." I don't have any space in my house, but then I looked. I'm like, she does. She just wants something different, so I don't think I'll paint anything for her though.
I understand. Not everybody likes the same stuff. And yeah, I mean, I have certain family members that like my art and others that really prefer a different style.
I mean, I totally get that everybody has their own preference. I just remember, my grandma, she was a really good painter. She painted a picture, guess, of like the San Francisco Bridge, and she gave it to her daughter. And apparently her daughter never put it up. It was really beautiful. But I guess it just wasn't what she wanted. So she wanted like abstract art or something more
Um,
different. So she ended up putting it up in her house. And I was like, well, that's a really pretty painting. I'm surprised that, but everybody has different tastes. I understand.
that's right. And we have to be tolerant of each other's preferences. That's just how it is. So I have enough trouble accepting that not everybody likes the books that I write. I'm not going to put myself in that same position with regard to my art because I know my art is just beginner art and it's okay that not everybody likes it.
I mean, I get everybody has different preferences. I guess the thing that just kind of annoys me though is sometimes people will buy like those pre-made canvases at Burlington, and I'm going to say not all of those are really good high level paintings, and some people
Yeah,
like Ross or TJ Maxx, and some of that just looks like beginner stuff too, and it's mass produced. So I don't. That's kind of my thought.
yeah. I tried really hard not to get my feelings hurt when certain people who were shopping with me went and bought some pictures of ducks at Hobby Lobby when I would be so happy to paint some ducks for them. And I do know something about ducks. So,
You know a lot about ducks. I mean, I get it. I guess it's just everybody has their own preferences.
yeah,
But goopy paint is not my preference. There's definitely something wrong with that whole group of paints that came from that one brand. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't buy it again. Those are from Michaels. Like some of their paint is questionable. Like I've had hit and miss with it.
yeah. Well, I'm still waiting to find some gloss medium at Walmart again, the way I did by accident that one year.
Can you order it and have it like they won't deliver anything to your house at all? Like
Well, I'm sure I could order it, but I'm not going out of my way to a painting site. I didn't find it in any of the places where I usually order things.
I mean on Walmart.com they don't have it at all. Is my question.
Not that I'm dedicating my Walmart.com orders for my mother. So
Oh, okay, I got you. That makes sense.
they have saved her address, and I don't want to change it because I have to order for her every
And
week.
then, yeah, that gets to be a problem. I just haven't been ordering as many things because I kind of decided, even though it is convenient, I live near Walmart and I can definitely go there, or I live near some other like craft stores if I want more supplies. But right now, I haven't bothered. Although I kind of want to look for the gloss medium. I wonder if they have it at our Walmart. I never looked. I should.
Well, I mean, it might have been that they ordered it by mistake that one time, the same way that I bought it by mistake.
I mean, that's a possibility. So there's this thing a lot of Walmart stores, people find a 1 cent item, and it's definitely an item you can purchase. So I don't know. Did I tell you that my sister's gonna be a grandmother? My niece is having a baby. Did I tell you about that?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's really excited. So Megan, she's gonna have a baby. So she found like a baby, like some sort of baby carrier, and it was only a cent. So they wouldn't let her buy it. And it was rang up and they're like, oh no, this was a mistake. It shouldn't have been out on the store floor. She goes, but if I could get it, why don't you honor that? They're like, no, we're not gonna sell it to you. They really
Oh,
they should have. Like, I don't know why, but
I think they should have, of course.
she even asked the manager, and we weren't being like Karen or anything, but other people have gone on social media and be like, yeah, I found this 1 cent item at Walmart because it was like an internet return and it was on the store floor. So our feeling was, if it wasn't like it was mistakenly put there, then why don't you just let her purchase it? I don't know. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But okay, like, I'm not having a baby, but just for people that are, like, one thing we did notice, Walmart has much better deals on baby things than, like, we went into Buy Buy Baby, and I'm like, I know this is going to be pricey. I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's just like a basic baby bassinet that you could buy on Amazon. It was like $500. I'm like, oh my golly. That's why I had a short about Buy Buy Baby the other day, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think it's very exciting that your niece is going to have a baby.
Yeah.
When is the baby due?
I don't even know all that. It's just been recently. I think she's like 4 months, 3 months. So it was very recent, like, that she just told us, because apparently I knew for like a month, but I wasn't even supposed to tell my mom because I guess my niece just does everything on her own time. And I thought, like, I was wondering if she had told my mom, because I'm like, a whole month has gone by and she still hasn't said anything. So she waited a bit, and that's nice. I'm excited for her.
Okay, well, that's good. Sometimes you have to wait because you know what? Not every pregnancy takes. Some of them end in miscarriage, and it's really embarrassing. You have to tell everyone that you just told you're going to have a baby that you had a miscarriage. So,
Yeah, it's sad. And then ever since then, I've been seeing all these YouTube videos about people in similar situation where they had a miscarriage, actually, which I guess it's recommending that to me now.
oh, okay.
I don't know why. Well, I think I know why, because I shared some of the baby clothes we were looking at the other day on a YouTube short. So now the feed thinks that I guess I'm shopping for baby clothes for myself, even though I'm not.
Yeah. Well, it used to always be recommended, that you wait until you get through the first 3 months before you tell people.
Well, then it sounds like she did the right thing. That's cool. That makes sense too, like what you're, the way that's a
Yeah.
good point. Maybe people are just too instantaneous nowadays with the whole social media.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes you want to keep something private, not because there's anything wrong with it, but just for a while, just for a while.
I mean, I get that. There's actually some YouTubers, they've had kids. Like, there's this one lady and she talks about her kids, but she's been getting heat because she decided she's never going to show her kids on the internet. I mean, I don't agree with her other point, like, oh, other people shouldn't. Like, if she doesn't want to, that's one thing. But it's funny, like, on both sides of the spectrum, there's so much controversy, like the people who do or the people who don't. And I'm just like, why can't this be a personal choice? I don't think that it's hurting anybody. I actually follow this one, like, it just came up in my feed, like this one family, and they show their kids, and it's just cute content. Like, it's just it's not serious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. It's okay to show your kids. I mean, I showed my kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's a big deal, but some people think, oh my gosh, like, how dare you? Oh, and I don't know if I agree with the reason why. It's because they're like, oh, because years later, like, people might make fun of them on the internet. And I'm thinking 10 years later, I doubt, like, somebody's going to be, like, looking for a video of them when they were, like, 7, Yeah.
Well, if they become famous, they will.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
they might. They might. I guess like if somebody's really, really famous, that's a
yeah.
possibility.
But most of us are never going to be famous, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and also too, like even if somebody is famous, I guess I just don't go looking for those things. So I'm thinking about myself here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't feel
Think
bad,
about myself. Yeah, most people
but
don't
you
think like I.
do because other people do other things.
Yes, this is true.
So it's like saying a murder is never going to happen because you are not a murderer, but and I'm not a murderer, but it still happens, doesn't it?
It does. But another thing about that topic is that a lot of those crimes are committed by somebody someone knows. I'm not like it's evil, but they keep like they've instilled this fear like, "Oh my gosh, like if you're a woman outside, you're just going to be attacked by some random stranger." That happens, but percentage-wise, it's usually somebody you know. A lot of cases. So I just feel like I feel like they're just always trying to scare us. And now there's this whole new thing like, don't go near a van because everybody who drives a van is an abductor. Because some people that happen, I just feel like we have to be balanced and we can't be scared to go everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm not
And,
saying I'm purposely going places that are scary, but
yeah, it's gotten worse since the pandemic. Some people are still in 2020 in their own mind and they're never going to leave the house.
yes, yes. So a homeless guy told me last night that I shouldn't be by myself walking. I'm like, I'm okay. He's like, no, no, no. You need to have somebody with you. So I just kept going. I was like, this is so like, I think you're too worried about. You should figure out something for yourself. It's just kind of
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Anyway, it's just a random thing. I just find that kind of yeah. But there are people that won't leave the house also in that situation, or if they leave the house, they're upset that it's crowded somewhere. And I don't like crowds either. Don't get me wrong, but don't. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Costco has a crowd.
right. And you can't, if you want to go somewhere, you can't get mad at the other people for also being there.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't get. And then like now, like there's this new phone. I wouldn't purchase it, but it's supposed to be a phone. Like if it takes a picture of you, it gets rid of everybody in the background. And I'm thinking, well, if you want to be somewhere, just buy your own land, live out in the country. If you don't want people in the background in the picture.
Yeah,
Or they get mad when they go to the park and people are playing frisbee with the dog, like because the dog barks and that causes. And I'm like, well, you're in a public space, like you're not in your own backyard.
yeah. Well, people sort of forget that, they forget.
Yeah.
And then they don't understand why some of us actually do like to have a really large property where, yeah, we are in our backyard when we're out walking.
I think that's actually smart though to have your own land. Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, I'm happy about it. But, you know, some people say, oh, no, I have to be in the city all the time because there's nothing to do out in the country. Well, something to do out in the country is go for a walk by yourself and not feel that you're being watched by anyone.
That's a great thing. I mean, that's probably the best way to go for a walk. You feel safe.
Yeah. Of course, the internet isn't as great. The service is not as great out here.
Yeah, I know that's true. I have heard like I mean, I've never looked into this, but there are some people that are doing the satellite internet like when they live in rural areas and it looks like pretty affordable. So I mean, I don't know if that's something you would ever
No,
think about.
I wouldn't want to depend on the weather.
Oh, that's true. Like if you have bad weather, it might not work out.
Yeah, no, I have to have it always work because I work from home. So
I saw like these videos, these people like they're going on road trips basically, like well, van life, and I guess they do the Starnet now because they get a really good signal. Like they said it's been pretty good, but I don't think they go to really bad inclement locations either. So,
I think if you don't mind that you might get interrupted, is fine.
you
But if
might.
you appointments at particular times and they have to, it has to happen.
Then
Then,
that's yeah, it's not an option.
yeah.
Look, oh, you're painting a lady again. I love it. I think I know who it is, of course. Maybe.
Well, I am experimenting. I'm just, I just whip this up. It doesn't have to be completely right. It's just, I think I learn something every time I try.
Yeah, it's a painting exercise.
Right,
Experiment.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I always find something that I like happening in it, even if it's not exactly the way I wanted it to be. So I imagine there wasn't anybody in chat while I was out.
No, unfortunately, but I probably should have shared it. I was thinking about that too. I didn't share
Yeah,
it.
it would be
I
good
was
to hear it.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to share it because I came in late, and then after I started painting, I probably should have went in and shared.
Yeah,
But
I did. I shared it on Twitter before I started, but I don't think Twitter is a good source of viewers for me.
yeah, I was kind of thinking now. It almost seems like I know some people aren't happy with Twitter changes, but I'm wondering if maybe more traffic will be like you'll get more traffic out of Twitter now. Like that's just my thought.
Uh, I don't know. I think it's very political there. People are saying that you can find out all sorts of information that was suppressed during the pandemic and during the election. It's now being made available on Twitter. So Twitter is
Mhm.
a good place to go. But, for my stuff, which is actually not that political right now.
Yeah, maybe not. Then I posted some hair stuff. Like when I do post on there, it seems like because there are still people who follow certain hashtags. It's not going to be as intense as like politics, but I did notice a bump on the days when I was trying to like update my social media. I did see a little bit of a bump.
Okay, well, you can always keep trying.
I've kind of been getting back into my Facebook pages again too, so that's kind of fun because I've been kind of ignoring them for a long time.
Yeah, I'm going to share it on Pinterest now.
Oh, great. Yeah. And I will share it after. I kind of was just in the painting mode, honestly.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with all of that at the same time. And of course, I used an old thumbnail because I didn't have time to make a new one. And Twitter is saying, "Oh, you said that already." So
What? Twitter, you're so funny. Twitter's silly. The thing I liked about doing the tree that was fun with going in and adding like more minute detail was I already had the underpainting, which I didn't. It was okay, but this kind of gave it more dimension. That was what was kind of fun about it.
yeah, that's really the fun part. That's why, if I'm painting a surface just one color,
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually record myself doing that. I start recording myself when I'm doing the differentiation because that's where the art comes in.
For sure, yeah. I totally agree with you. That's a good point.
Yeah, that was also the thing when I was doing the whiteboard. I just wanted to fill in the shirt that the woman was wearing in blue, but I couldn't figure out how to do that. So I didn't spend a lot of time on trying to just fill it in dot by dot or whatever.
You know what? It'll be kind of cool though. Once, like, I've experimented a little bit with OBS, but once, like, I know your schedule's limited. I was going to suggest that we practice with OBS, but you are pretty.
I still want to, Julia. I do. I really do want to. So I'm going to look at Monday. So the thing is, Monday morning is really loaded, starting from 8 a.m. until 12 noon, and I'm still at 12 noon. I'm still doing stuff.
Okay.
In the evening, though, between 1 o'clock to 7, I've got a period of time. So maybe we can figure something out, like
Okay.
around 5 p.m. my time or something like that.
The reason I was going to suggest that is maybe we could start playing around with like I need to do an OBS template. I know that, and maybe trying to get some of that going.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. And if I could borrow your template, because
Yeah, no, I need to download one. I just haven't. Like I know like one that's already done. So I, like Sword did. Like I need to do all the OBS stuff. I just have been very amateurish with my OBS. Like I had a tree. It was kind of funny.
yeah, the thing I occasionally catch some of those, and the thing I don't want is I don't want like the top where it shows all the different websites that I go to. I don't want that showing, or the bottom where it says all the different programs I have on my computer. I don't want that showing.
I don't know
I
if it's the last time when I did the tree. I'll have to go look. It might have shown that. I'm hoping not. Because it wasn't.
okay.
I don't
So
know.
yeah, I just want to cut out the part that is, relevant, and everything else about my setup on my computer. I don't want to show that.
I don't think it showed any of that, but it still looked amateurish because I had this tree. I'm like, oh, here's a Christmas tree. And then I had a small box of me and like a big box. And I'm like, that's not quite how they do it yet. But I was just still playing around with it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, once you have a template, you can always rely on that template to be there for you. So
Yeah, I think so. And there's also there's a website where you can do free video conferencing, not even like StreamYard. It's called and you don't have a logo in there. And it's OBS Ninja. And that's how I've gotten myself in. And I was experimenting with making myself smaller in one box so that once I do the template, I'll know how to make it all small.
Mhm. Yeah. So what the gamers do is they make the game big and themselves small. And
Yeah.
what I would like to do is make my painting big and myself small, and show me facing the audience, because I hate when the audience is looking at the back of my head. So
Well, I wonder, this is just a thought. Is there a way, like, I don't know how you could do this, but if you could set up one camera where like it's facing you painting and then one that's like on the painting and makes the painting big, maybe that would be the solution.
well, I mean, I have one camera right now on the painting, and the other one is facing me. But the
Yeah.
problem is, I want to look at the painting, and I don't want to show that part of the room.
Oh yeah. But what if you did it in the other room where you could set it up differently? Is that
Yeah, but then if I've already put Bo to bed, I'm off limits to that room.
okay?
It's
Yeah.
right next to the pens.
Okay, so that's not an option then. I was just trying to think because I too have. Oh, I think we have a. Do we have a comment? No, but we have somebody watching, so that's cool.
Okay.
But that's. I mean, I'm just trying to think of different setups because yeah, there were some things I kind of didn't want showing the other day, but I'm like, I could always go and edit it out, but I just haven't. So I'm like,
No, I don't want to have to edit anything out. When I'm going live, I want that to be already showing only what I want to show.
Yeah. I got you. It wasn't anything bad. It just wasn't exactly how I wanted it to look. That was it.
Yeah, no, I know it wasn't bad. There was nothing bad about it. But the thing that bugs me are like when you're showing a window, I don't want to see the edges of the window.
Oh, yes. So I think last time, I think it didn't show that, but I'll have to look at it again. I think I was able to get it where it wasn't showing any of the background. I'm pretty sure. I think I got it all set up, but it still doesn't look professional just because it's not a template. That's the difference.
Yeah. And in a template, you also can put a little frame around yourself. Like Sword has Christmas lights around the picture of her when she shows up. Or maybe they're not Christmas lights, but something.
See, I should go look for like a Christmassy template and then you can just change it out, like for, I don't know, whatever you want. That's what I need to do. The good thing about OBS though is once you start doing it, like people they stream on so many different platforms. Like they stream on YouTube, they do Facebook Live, and I know I guess you'd probably want to allocate it to one place, but I kind of see the potential of doing it double these days with my views being low on some channels.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand like you probably want to do that, but I'm thinking in my case maybe I would want to do that.
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't want to stream in more than one place. I mean, I'm actually interested in the people who are doing podcasts, and it seems to me that you can stream and also have people just listening to you talk someplace else.
Yeah, they set it up through like a podcast service or they're either doing it themselves. There's probably like an OBS version of that, right? That's open
Yeah,
source.
sure.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there has to be.
Yep.
Oh,
What?
did I accidentally? Oh, that's me. I'm so sorry. Did I put that?
What happened?
I think it was saying live viewer comments show up here when I was looking to see if there was a comment, and it was just saying you can put live viewer comments. So I took it away.
Okay.
I didn't realize I hit that though. Anyway. Much water.
Do you want to see
Oh,
the
yeah.
list? I finished it.
Oh, great. Let me see. Oh, I like it. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy doing that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And I was so excited that I got to paint with you this afternoon, Aya.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to paint with you. And that tree is looking more and more realistic. And,
Yeah,
it's got these highlights. You want to show it? You want to hold it up? Or
yeah, I can do that because it's not wet on the edges, so I can definitely. Can you see better now, or is that too
oh,
far?
it's beautiful. It's
It's kind of
beautiful.
hard because the viewfinder, but it is looking more realistic. This is what I wanted to do to it because at first it just looked like a blob. And I was like, I don't like that. But I was experimenting with this, and I think this is more like you said for teachers that are teaching like preschool students a technique,
Yeah.
but it's not for me.
Yeah, no, I painted with that with Bo, and he and I both use that, but it is a very rough, it's just it's not for fine details.
No, it's not. And I was going over it for like an hour and a half last Sunday. I'm like, I'm not happy. So I said, no, I'm gonna have to re-go over the whole thing. But the cool thing is this that was like an underpainting. And then I'll probably redo the sky to make it more vibrant and something with the ground and the roots, of course, too. And then I'll put the ornaments on it, but then I kind of don't know if I want to put the ornaments on it. I don't know. Like, do you think that would ruin it if I put ornaments on it?
I don't know, it just depends on how you do it. You would have to decide whether you're going to show how they're attached or have them float there, and how detailed are you going to do? Are they just going to be sparkly things, or are they going to be bigger than that?
I was gonna make small balls and make them very sparkly with highlights.
Okay, well, it might be nice.
It might be, but I kind of just after I've done so much work on the tree, I kind of don't want to. I guess I'll have to think about it.
That's the thing that I always feel about making a background for something where I want to actually paint some people. If I paint the background really well, then I don't want to put people over it.
Yeah,
Um, so,
I want to. Yeah, because at first I was thinking, oh, I want to turn it into like a Christmas tree, but now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I kind of like the tree. It's kind of fun, so I might just keep the tree and do the
uh,
sky. So I
yeah,
guess I'll have to see. But anyway, it was so much fun painting with you, Aya.
I had a lot of fun too, and I'm so glad that you could make it. And we'll talk later about when I might be able to come on your show and maybe talk about one of the movies that I saw lately.
Cool.
Okay. All right. See you later. Bye
Bye.
bye.